All right, hey there gang, Steve Salvia here. Welcome to the 12-month marketing map, our online training course that we do every second Friday. Steve Salvia here in the driver's seat. Cannot wait to spend the next 90 minutes or so with you guys. I'm so glad we get to hang out together. I love these every second Friday mornings, and I also love hanging out with you. Just a couple of new people joined. Oh boy, we've got renovations going on next door, and I think they've got a compactor going. I can hear rattling through my bones, so hopefully that's not affecting the audio. Guys, yeah, a couple of people just jumped on the call. Welcome to you. We're going to have a lot of fun today. This session is going to be great today, guys, if you want to map out your next 12 months worth of marketing and client attraction content so that it's compelling and it makes people take notice and want to engage with you. So, but they're two important things, but what we also want to do, we want to make sure that it's consistent as well, and we want to make it super easy for you to develop this marketing content for yourself or your team, by the way. It doesn't have to be you. We want either you to develop it or your team to develop it and then publish it and get it out to the market. So that's where we're heading today. Okay. So, guys, as you know, each and every month we have a theme here at Blackwing Profit, and that's kind of what I want to talk to you a little bit about today with your business as well. And what I do, I break down that theme into 2 training sessions per month, the second Friday of the month and the fourth Friday of the month. So we break that up, and the reason we have a theme, well, there's a couple of reasons really. The first reason is that I can distribute out all 6 different learning pillars that I do for my clients, for you guys. And the 6 elements of what I call a world-class financial planning firm, one topic or sort of one module at a time. So I break it up into 6, go for 6 months, and then I can repeat that over the second 6 months. And that makes it really, really easy for me to actually drip feed that out and get my content, get my IP out to you guys. And that's what I want to do for your marketing as well. So the other thing is it's also easy for you guys to digest as well. So we don't just get stuck on your model. We don't just get stuck on attraction or conversion. We can slide through each one and just do a little bit of drip-fed learning over the course of the 6-month period. It's easy for you to take in. It's easy for me to implement, and you and I both hopefully don't feel like we're bogged down in the same thing, talking about the same thing over and over again the same topic. That's why I sort of mix it up and match it that way. So you've probably seen these 6 images that I sort of have in the vault, and this is basically how I break up my theme. So January's our model, so we work on the actual model. February's attract, so we work on client attraction. March is month. Then we have delivery is April. Then May is refer, and June is like marketing and scale, and I call it a marketing machine. So there's 6 modules there that we work on. Okay, so that's number 1. So the second reason I do this, I break down the content like this. It's like I said, it's easy to digest and implement, but it's also easy for me to create, and it's easy for me to make up and to deliver for you as well. So I can map out 6 modules. January, February, March, April, May, and June, and then I can go again with the same 6 modules, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So I can double that, 6 turns into 12, and that gives me a year's worth of teaching content to show to you guys. So not only can I teach it really easily, but I can also deliver from that point of view as well. Okay, so today what I want to talk to you about is we're going to map out 6 or 12 pillars for you guys as well today. So, and that's what we call the 12-month marketing map. There's a process, there's a methodology, there's a rhythm, and there's also a map for you to follow, so that you don't have to think anymore about what to teach or what to get out there, and and you don't you can take that and you can put that into your marketing as well. You don't have to think about it anymore because we've mapped it out right at the start of the year. So I want to build your framework today. By the time we finish today, we're going to hopefully you guys are going to have a framework that you can follow over and over again over the course of the next 12 months. Okay. Guys, can you just let me know? We've got a compactor next door. I can feel it running through my house. Can you just tell me if that's affecting the sound or anything? If it is, just type it into the question box for me, just so I know, and I'll actually run out in time to turn it off. But can't hear a thing. Steve's saying can't hear a thing. Sound is all good for Benny. Okay, so Steve, mate, sorry about that, but Benny saying good, Lee saying all good, not all good. Susan, interesting. So that might be your connections there, guys. So if Benny and Lee are okay, sounds like everyone, except your beautiful voice. Yeah, good on you, mate. Thanks, Steve. You can't hear a thing except my dulcet tones, says Steve. Thanks for that. No, Steve, it's all good. Okay, great. No worries at all. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I just feel like my house is going to shake down around me, so I just thought I'd better check in with that. All right, guys, let's talk about this 12-month marketing map with you. Just going to slide over. Right, so here's the thing. Here's here's the problem. I reckon this is the problem for me, and it's also a problem for you guys as well in your financial planning business, and it's getting more and more like this every single day. I reckon there's a point where you have to be less and less just a straight-out financial planner or a technician, and you need to become more and more like a marketer, and you've got to get good at client attraction. It's just how it is. You know, in the old days, you could get a referral, or you could go through your database, or you could just sign up people who just walk into the office. You know, you used to get all the old walk-ins. Remember those? You know, and really, you could just have a chat, get some information, compare some insurance policies. You know, line up a few different super funds. You know, and boom, that's all you need to do. People would find you, and you didn't have to do much to attract new clients and do something for them, right? You know, you could switch this, you could roll over that, you could just tidy this thing up. You know, you could go out to an appointment with a milk crate full of PDSs and just sign up people there and then in the old days, the good old days. Remember that? You know, you could just compare this thing and you could get some work and make a really good living from it back in the day. But as you know, it's not like that anymore. It's yeah, and kind of rightly so, to be honest. It's up to you to give value. And the value it's the value that's going to position you as an authority in your market. That's the big thing we need to focus on. I reckon the best way to show your prospects your value and position yourself as an authority is by what I call education-based marketing. Guys, can I get everyone to write that down for me, please? I want education-based marketing to be the key. Okay, teaching people, in other words. That's the way to position yourself as an authority, education-based marketing. Giving them ideas and tools to help them with the things that they're struggling with most. You know, showing people, you know, that you understand who they are, what their issues are, and what issues they're facing, and that you've got solutions and you've got results to get them over those challenges. The things that they're looking for, you've got that, and you're going to teach them that through your education-based marketing. So you've got to put yourself out there, you know, where the people are, and you've got to show them that you know. Okay, it's and you've got to do it consistently. You can't just do it ad hoc or sporadically, or put something out here today and hope for the best, and wait 3 months and then put this other article out and wonder why people don't respond and things like that. You've got to do it. Got to do it constantly and consistently, and it's a bit tricky. Let's be honest, it is tricky. So I want you to see if you can relate to any of these problems that I'm going to talk to you about now. I'm going to walk through some problems here, and I want you to see just if you can relate to any in your financial planning business. So I reckon here's the first problem you face. It's the first problem you face is that you know you've got to get stuff out there. You know you need to do it consistently. You know that marketing and showing value through your authority marketing is really, really important. You know that. Everyone knows. We all know that. But the way you're doing it, you feel like you're just making it up on the fly. Oh yeah. You're rolling the dice. You're hoping your marketing, your client attraction systems are sporadic at best, and you feel like you're just doing stuff and making stuff up as you go along. Can anyone relate to that? The second thing that happens when you do that is that, well, the quality you put out there just doesn't hit the mark, does it? It's poor quality. When you're making it up on the fly, you don't put much thought into it. What you end up with is just something that just doesn't hit the mark, and people don't care. There's very little, if any, relevance whatsoever. Your message is way off. Your marketing, your client attraction piece is just, they're not up to scratch. And you don't get what I call the ROE, the return on effort that you're looking for. You do some marketing and you just don't get the conversations that you're after. And when you make it up as you go along and you sort of, your quality's poor, you give poor value, and you don't make your education-based marketing, it's not compelling, it's not relevant to people, then what happens is you actually start to question your own value, don't you? You're supposed to be sharing your knowledge in this marketing. Okay, that's what we are. We're meant to have the answers, and therefore we need to show people that we have the knowledge. The best financial planners out there are really good at marketing as well as technical and strategy. Okay, I just want to repeat that. I want to say that again. The very best financial planners out there, they're not just good at the technical stuff and the strategy, they're actually good at marketing and the client attraction. Okay, so if they're so good at it, why is it so hard for you to sort of juggle everything you need to do every single day? Why is it so hard? You see, your clients see it's really hard for you. Your prospects see it's hard for you. Your alliance partners can pick it a mile away when you're struggling with your marketing. But worst of all, you can see it for yourself. You can see it internally. You know it's just not working, and it's not a comfortable place to be. Okay? And because of that, what happens is your marketing results absolutely, well, they flop, don't they? You start finding clients the old way, the hard way. No plan, no strategy, no rhythm, no flow to your marketing. It's just a series of patchy emails, or the same letters go out to the same clients over and over again. The odd LinkedIn post here and here, here and there, scratched together, that sort of thing. It's definitely, it's definitely, not what you want your marketing efforts to look like. That's for sure. Okay, so that's the bad news, I guess. I suppose that's the, that's the top, kind of the worst end of the scale. And just, guys, I'm going to clear the raise your hand button. Who can relate to some of those things in their marketing? Just raise your hand and let me know who can relate to some of those things when you're talking about marketing, client attraction. Just let me know in the raise your hand button. Just hit the raise your hand. Yeah, look, hands going up everywhere. That means, yes, I can relate to that. All right, so here's the thing. On the flip side, okay, what happens, that's what happens if you don't get it right, if you don't get yourself a map and plan it out a bit and put a little bit of thought into your marketing efforts for either you to do or for someone else to hand over to. But there is a flip side to this, and the flip side's all good news. Because what happens is, if you, instead of your authority marketing, it's just, instead of just doing it in patches and pieces and just scratching something out and hoping for the best, doing it on the fly, in other words, what if you could get 12 steps ahead? What if you could get yourself 12 steps? And by step, I mean month by month. That's 12 months in advance. If you get to the point where you could dump all your knowledge out of your head, like squeeze the very last drop of goodness out of your brain, lay it out in lay out all of that awesomeness in a logical order, and then have a system to map it out and turn it into authority marketing and education-based attraction pieces over and over ahead every single month. Get yourself 12 months ahead so you didn't have to think about content or marketing anymore for a whole 12 months. It could just be done and never thought of again. It's like all you'd have to do is put the battery in, and all you've got to then do is just control the speed and control the direction. Okay, you don't have to do it manually anymore. We just automate it and get it done for you. But the first part is getting it out of your head, and that's what we're going to focus on today. What if instead of having poor ROE, return on effort, what if you could, what if instead of having this poor results for your marketing and just not hitting the mark, what if you could deliver your very best stuff? Okay. What if you were so confident with the value that you had to share and it was relevant, it was going to help real people solve real problems? I will say that again, guys, but you might want to write that down. I want you to think clearly about real people and real problems. That's what our education-based marketing was going to be. But what if you could get that out to them, bring out your very, very best, and the trade-off for you giving them what they want and what they need, and was that you were the only logical answer for them to come to and ask for more advice. You get to talk to 8s, 9s, and 10s instead of the 2s, 3s, and 4s that you're currently talking to now. Okay. And and what that'd mean if instead of questioning yourself and second guessing your marketing and all the effort that you're putting in and why you're doing it and why it's not working, what if you could actually have that that feeling, that rock solid confidence, that gut level knowledge that if I put 1 unit of marketing effort in, I'm going to get 3, 5, 10 times return on effort every single time for everything I do. Okay, it makes it worthwhile. Okay, mate, not only does it make it worthwhile, but it encourages you to do it again and again and again because you're actually getting a result. We've done some fantastic, put a lead magnet out on Monday this week, and we've ended up with something like over 100 people have downloaded our lead magnet, and I'm now in conversation, and I've got starting to fill our diary for the next 4 or 5 weeks with triage calls, with cash and client strategy sessions. So really, really good. But I know I did a little bit of work, took me a little bit of time to get my lead magnet ready. I put that out there, and I've got over 100 people that have responded. I've now got people to talk to. So, really, really cool. But so that's where the momentum comes from. If you've got a plan, you map it out, it makes it easy to, to execute and execute powerfully, and that's what we want. If anyone knows Conor McGregor, the guy on the screen there, when you talk about ultimate confidence, well, he's the man. You'd finally be saying, yeah, I can do this. It's not so, this isn't so hard. I've got a rhythm. I've got a flow. I'm not stuck anymore. Things are actually smooth now. It's all happening behind the scenes. I just had to put that bit of ROE at the start. So that bit of effort at the start, I'm getting the ROE at the end. At the moment, there's either no time, you don't have the time to do it, or there's no result. Okay? Or it's lots of time and no result, or it just seems too hard at this stage. But all that's going to stop because we're going to have a really good think about it today. Okay. And when you do all that, you put all those things together and you end up with what I call certainty, marketing certainty. You can walk the talk, you do your marketing, you're doing marketing and you do it well, you have people listen, you have people follow, it makes a difference in people's lives. And at least it gives them hope that you are able to help them with the things that they've got. Okay? That's what we want. Yeah, the Mac, thanks Craig. Yeah, the Mac Life, great fight on the weekend. It certainly was, mate. I knew you'd pipe up. Good boy. So good. So you have people following you. At least, like I said, you want to give them hope. That's what your marketing is. I want hope. Okay, I've got this problem. Here's someone offering me a little thread, little something, a piece of cheese. But I can see some hope there. I need to go to that person to get some more, and that's what we want to do. Okay. All right. So you've heard you've heard what I reckon. I reckon they're the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's be honest. Good, the bad, and the ugly about client attraction and authority marketing, and that's where we're coming from. But what about you? I'd love to know your thoughts on this right now. Do me a favour, guys. I want to hear from you guys just for a minute. I'm just going to grab a quick drink of water. But I'd love to know from you, what's the hardest part about marketing and client attraction in your financial planning business, and why? I'd love to know, guys. Do me a favour. Put a little bit of effort into this answer. I want to hear about this because I'm thinking more about marketing and how I can help you guys get this. And I might have something for those who attend the summit in November. I might have something super special for those who want to do great marketing but not physically do it. If kind of understand what I mean. But anyway, I want to know what the hard parts are about marketing for you. What would accelerating your marketing and your authority position do for you and your business? Just do me a favour, find the question box and type that in. I'm just going to take 15 seconds, just grab a drink, and I'll wait for you to do that now. Ready? In other words, really the question, why is education-based marketing so hard for you? Ready, set, go. I'm really hoping and praying. Just let me know, guys, if you've got a problem with the with this compactor next door. They're just knocking down the house next door, and they have to, funnily enough, turn up on a Friday morning when I'm doing my webinar, so it's kind of annoying me. But anyway, that's all good. We'll fight on, live to play another day, as McGregor would say. Paul says to me, finding the time to do it, not knowing what to do, consistently doing it. Yeah, all the things I just talked about, right? Finding the time for consistency to write it. Yes, great, exactly the same, Craig. Thank you. Build it to where you want it to be. Get your marketing to where you want to be. Yeah, exactly. Guys, I've had 4 comments. If you're on the call and haven't commented, please do that for me now. What do you find about hardest part about marketing? I never know where to start. Yeah, exactly. Trying to find the time to do it and do it. Create it and do it regularly. Exactly right. Trying to sound like everyone. Trying not to sound like everyone else, Susan. Yeah, being able to articulate your unique selling proposition. Just on that, guys. Do we really need to articulate our unique selling proposition, or do we need to articulate the issues that people are thinking about when they're at home by themselves in their deepest, darkest hour? Do really people want to know about our USP at this stage when we're building up our marketing? I probably don't. So one thing to do this, Susan, don't worry about your USP at this stage. What you want to do is think about them and their needs and market to them and their needs, because that's what's going to make them interested. They don't really care about me, you, or us at the stage when we're trying to get some attraction from them. So really cool. Lacking the tools and framework for success. Hey, you're in the right place. I would love that. We're going to do that today. Don't know what to talk about. Well, don't know what to talk about. So, guys, just how about I'm going to grab my iPad here. Let's just think about this for a minute. Don't know what to talk about. It's a big one. I hear a lot. And so why don't we just draw out a map for success on that. Guys, just let me know. Just give me I'm going to clear the raise your hand. Give me a raise your hand if you can see my iPad on the screen. I just want to make sure I know. Just make sure that we've got you've got my iPad on the screen. So, guys, I reckon there's a really simple map for success here, what to talk about. And it's simple. It's 4 boxes. Okay, and I'll get you to, guys, I'll get you to draw along with me too, please. That'd be fantastic. So if I was going to do this, I'd be thinking about, I'd be thinking about, what I could do and what's going to be relevant to people. So in the first box here, just on the top left-hand corner here. So number one, the first thing I think about here when I'm, the question was, I don't know what to talk about. Well, think about it. Here's what to figure out what to talk about. What we want to do is we want to identify their, I call it core, I call it the 100K problem. So what are all problems, okay? So what are the core $100,000 problems? And I actually call it, and some of you guys might have actually heard me talk about this, I call it what I call the BAP, okay? It's the big ass problems. You write this in better for you. So what are their big ass problems? So what are the things that are holding them back? What's keeping them stuck? What's stopping them from retiring when they want to, or having the holidays or the lifestyle that they want? What are the things that really are concerning them? And we've got to identify what those problems are. A lot of it does come from the frustrations and fears, and I'd be using that as a starting point. But the first thing you want to do, you want to identify the core problems, number one. So just to figure out what to talk to them about. Number two, second part of this is you want to articulate it better than they can. So once we've figured out what their big ass problems are, what their BAPs are, we then want to say be able to articulate it better than they can. Remember Wyatt Woodsmall. He's had the quote, the fastest way to build trust is to be able to articulate your prospects' problems better than they can. And when you can do that, you will automatically and subconsciously be credited for having the solution. So the first part of this is identifying what the problems are, and then secondly, let's figure out a way that we can articulate that problem to them better than they can, so that you can be subconsciously credited with the solution. Okay, so that's number two. Number three, I'd probably look at, you want to look at something like, once you know the core problem and you can articulate it really well, the third thing you want to do is you want to teach them what they need to do, but not how. Okay, you want to teach them what to do, but not how. And the reason you're doing that is because you want to. It's what I call show them you know. So I know your problems. I can articulate it inside out and back to front. So that means I get it, I understand it, and so therefore we need to talk. And now I'm going to teach you what you need to do, and what I would do with my clients, or what I've done in the past with my clients. But I'm not actually going to give it. You're not actually going to give them the how. Okay, you're not going to give them the how. We want to teach them what to want, basically. And then the fourth part of this little framework for what to talk about with your marketing is you want to offer at all of your marketing. You want to make sure that there is a clear, and this is the same with everything, clear next step. There's a clear next step, and in other words, you want it to be, I call it a magic pill. You want a magic pill offer. Something brief, short, sharp, something that's is easily digested, and that's why I love the lead magnets so much, because they're not massive, they're not 48-page novels, they're really simple, short and sharp, and they offer a magic pill, a quick fix, a sugar burst, but the prospect needs to know more. So there's a clear next step and magic wand list. And you might want to also, the other thing to think about in here when you're thinking about it, what are the currencies that people work in? Currencies that people work in. Is it dollars that is their pain point, or their BAP? Is it time is an issue, because that might be busy professionals and business owners are time focused. Is it quick wins they want, or lightning strikes, or storms coming and things like that? Family protection, debt levels, not enough in super, that sort of thing. Is it that you want to make people look like I just draw it like this, happy smiley face with crowns? Is it that you want to make people feel want to make them feel like they're doing the right thing and make them feel good? That's another currency. You might want to make them feel good. Whatever it is that you think your prospects want, what their currency is, that's what I'd be talking about. So just quickly, again, you want to identify, so how to know what to talk about. Identify the core things, their problems, what are the big issues, the big BAPs. Figure out a way to articulate it better than they can so that you're automatically and subconsciously credited with having an answer. Then you're going to teach them what they need to do, but you're not going to show them how. You're just going to teach them what needs to be done because they can't do it themselves, let's be honest. And then the fourth one, you're going to offer a simple magic pill, a next step that's really, really easy for them and also easy for you as well. Okay, guys, hope that helps, and I hope you've got that down. Any questions about that, guys? So I'm just going to quickly check. No plan where to begin, says Benny. If it shows how you can address their needs, then yes, Susan, absolutely. If it shows that you'll be so you were talking about the USP. Your USP, just I need to go on just a bit more of that. Your USP will not help attraction. Your USP will help conversion and it will help referrals. But the USP won't get people to come to you. Understanding their problems and talking about their problems, that's what will bring them to you. Once you've got them to you, your USP will be incredibly powerful for conversion, and it will also be incredibly powerful for referral as well. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that anyway. Lee says, feels too hard, need to automate and clear. I don't want to be thinking about it every week, every month. How about we think about it once a year? Give me a plan, he says. All the content and automate it, and I'll just triage the clients, and at the end of the funnel, exactly right. So you've got to put some thought into it. There's got to be some time when you put some actual effort into what you're going to do for your marketing. You don't need to do it every week. You don't even need to do it every month. But how about if you did it once a year? How about if you took, say, one day and mapped out your entire marketing campaigns? And I'm going to show you how to do that and give you the tools for that today, Lee. So stick around, don't go anywhere. You're going to love where we're heading in a minute. Okay. All right, guys, let's get into this. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get my PowerPoint back up first, and I'm going to try and stop vibrating through the screen. And, guys, what I'm going to do, I want to walk you through, I want to focus on 3 keys to getting your marketing piece right, the marketing map part of this, okay? I want you to make sure you've got a pen, you've got paper, I want you to make sure you've got your notes pads there, lots to write down here, guys, so really, really incredibly important that you're focused and focused 100% now. Start taking notes now if you haven't started taking them, okay? We're going to take a couple of steps backwards, and then we can move forward powerfully, easily, and quickly, okay? So that's what we're doing now, okay? So number 1. Here's the first point, okay? So the thing, I reckon the first thing you've got to do, you've got to think through the need. What is it? You've got to think through the need. Okay, I think one of the biggest problems I see when it comes to financial planner marketing is that we do so much marketing about the things we enjoy, or the things we're interested in, or the stuff that we get excited by, or the things that we read or what we're interested in, the stuff that we went to university to study, we market about that. And we give very little, or in fact we often give no credence whatsoever to what the audience wants to hear about. We don't take the time to actually think about their problems and their challenges and what the things that they're facing every single day. And we don't think enough about how we can make them feel better and show them that we've got some solutions for the things that they're thinking about every single day. Does that make sense? I said it before, we need real life solutions for real life problems. And if you didn't write it down last time, please do that for me now. It's critical that we get that right. So guys, have you ever played like, the Pinata game, like you see on the screen, or even Pin the Tail on the Donkey? You think about it. Just guys, as a kid, I want you to raise your hand and tell me if you've ever played either Pin the Tail on the Donkey or the Pinata game, something like that. Just raise your hand if you've played that, or at least know what I'm talking about here. So I'd hate to be talking about the Pinata game, or the spin. Pin the tail. Right, we all know what it is. Okay, here's your hands going up. Well, it's like, I reckon that's a bit what your marketing's like at the moment. It's like you're blindfolded. They spin you around 3 or 4 or 5 times. You get dizzy, and then they say, go out and have this. Go out and give people something compelling, something that's going to get them hungry and get them feeling confident about you and confident enough to reach out to you and reach out to this stranger. You're going to give them. I want you to go out there in a dizzy, confused state and give them something awesome so that they reach out with you, reach out to you, someone that they virtually don't even know right now. give them all whiskers, no cheese whatsoever, and try and engage them and build a situation where you've got where they think of you as an authority. Right? It doesn't make sense, does it? I don't know who you are. I don't know anything about you. I don't know what you stand for. You haven't really hit the mark on the things that I'm concerned about for me and my family specifically. You don't talk like me. You don't sound like me. You just pop up every now and then, and I don't really feel like I know you or trust you, let alone like you. Right? You want me to email you for an appointment, or you want me to answer this question you just asked and stuff like that. But it doesn't make sense, does it? We've given them nothing. We've talked about nothing that they're interested or nothing that they're concerned or stressed about, and all of a sudden we want them to act. They're not going to do it. It's simple as that. I wouldn't respond to that sort of marketing, and nor would you. All right? Be really clear. We need to understand what their needs are and show them that we know and that we understand and we empathise with what they need, what's in their world, and how you can help. Okay, so that's number one. We want to think through the need. Number two, I want you to unpack your IP. Unpack your IP. What do I mean by that specifically? Well, the fact is, at the end of the day, you've got so much knowledge inside you guys. Each and every one of you people on this call have awesome knowledge. You know your stuff inside out and back to front. Okay, so much stuff that you know. You're a specialist in your area. You've got, and you might not even know it all in your head, but you've got access to all this incredible stuff at your disposal. Websites, dealer group, your marketing departments, all of that sort of thing. You've got that stuff at your disposal. Okay. But it's all either in your head right now, or it's all on your computer, or it's in your licensee's website, or it's at your fund manager's office, or it's in your insurance company's server somewhere. All this good stuff, things that prospects need, but it's not out there where your prospects are. Okay? I used to go absolutely ballistic at my BDMs or my PDMs, because they'd come out to the office and they'd say, I'd ask them about something, or, I want to do a campaign or some marketing, or, and I wanted some IP, and they say, hey, yeah, we've got all this stuff in the website, or we've got an entire marketing program around, transition to retirement or cash flow or, income protection or whatever, and I said, yeah, dude, how about you give it to me? What's the point of you having all that intellectual property and me not being able to put it out to market? What's the good of it sitting on a laptop or in a cupboard somewhere? I freak out. It's like, dude, what's the good of all that marketing stuff in your laptop, not out to the world? Well, it's crazy. It doesn't make sense. So we need to unpack your IP. We need to, your intellectual property. We've got to get it all in one spot, somewhere we know where we can save everything, and anything you think could potentially be valuable for someone one day, we need it saved in one spot. We talked about it last week. Remember I talked about news traps? We need to set news traps. Okay. Now, where can I get ideas about what people are wanting, what people are talking about, what people are thinking or stressing about, and save it all in one spot? And then once we've got it in one spot, we can use it as prompts for you to drip feed out value and authority marketing out to where it needs to be, out to the world. Okay, it needs to be in front of your clients, not in a desk, not in a laptop or in a folder somewhere. Okay, we need your knowledge and your expertise out there, not in here. Just jot that down, guys. We need your expertise out there, not in here. It's no good to us in here. It's got to be out there. So we want to unpack your IP. Guys, quick question. Got a question for you. I want you to give me a couple of ideas, guys. Where could we source some intellectual property or some news traps like this? Where can we source some stuff that we could possibly use for prompts or ideas down the track when you need it? Okay, guys, just type in the question box for me. Where's some places that we could possibly source? Let's see if we can build up a bit of a list. As I read them out, guys, write them down if you haven't got a list. But I want you to type me up a list or some ideas on where we can source some news traps, some ways that we can get some ideas to get out to people. I talked about my swipe files, and most of you know about that. Where can we get some? Industry newsletters, correct. Newspaper, yeah, absolutely. I'm just turning to my right, and I'm opening up my second drawer here, and my second drawer is full of newspaper clippings that I've just torn out of the paper that I think, that's an interesting article. I might be able to do something on that one day. And if I could, I wish I had a camera that I could show you. I've got about, I don't know, maybe 200 or more. Can you hear me rustling them? This is all the newspaper. I just picked them up and rustled. I've got newspaper clippings of all this interesting stuff that I could one day just use as an idea. So where else? Industry, fund manager emails, yes. Dealer group, super companies, insurance companies, Fin Review, exactly, Lee. Cufflinks has great articles, absolutely, totally, they really, really do, Susan, yes. Platform blogs, yes. Tech updates, yes, to a point. I'll just caveat that. We're going to I love the tech updates, but we're going to turn those tech updates and turn them into English. Okay, LinkedIn fund managers, yes. Other people's websites, totally, yes, absolutely. R&D, love that. We love R&D. Rip off and duplicate is fantastic, and just put your spin on it. And pay attribution is awesome. Better still, clients' publications for ideas, absolutely, exactly right. Newspaper. How about this? Why don't you ask clients? I reckon that's a really, really good one. And in fact, yeah, what I used to do, I used to go back through some of, and I actually did an exercise. I spent, maybe 3 hours. One day, and I went through with had my assistant sitting with me. I think it was Anne at the time, and we went through some of our, pardon me, our old SOAs, and we looked for some common themes inside the SOAs. And what we actually did, we went through the stated goals and objectives lists of every client, because every SOA had a list of the client's stated goals and objectives. What did they want us to do for them? And we looked. So hang on, I might even have that. I had that up from yesterday with you, Rob, so just hold on, I might be here. Stated goals and objectives. I'll just show you what I meant there. Stated goals and objectives. Yeah, here it is. So, sorry guys, I had this up last night, I was showing Rob this, but so each and every plan presentation we went through, we had a summary of your current situation, your stated goals and objectives, and what we did. So firstly, I had here's what you wanted from us when we met in our fact find meeting. You wanted this, and guess what these are? All of these are the things from the Magic Wand list. So we had the things from the Magic Wand list that they ticked in there because they said that's what they wanted from us. We had the entire Magic Wand list, and then my Power Planner would just remove the ones that the clients had never ticked. So if there was 2 or 3 things on the Magic Wand list that they didn't tick, well, then we just take that out. But that's just given us a really good value stack and reminded them about the Magic Wand list. But then we also talked about, your short-term, this is just a random one I had with Rob last night. You wish to reduce, you'd like some advice on ways to use your income more effectively and reduce tax. Okay, so people want to know about how to use their income effectively and reduce tax. Right, that's 2 blog posts I could do about those 2 issues. You want to commence saving for your wedding in Bora Bora in April. Okay, all right, so people having trouble with saving for weddings and high-ticket expenses. Okay, I could do a blog post about that. You would like to plan to work to with regards to saving a deposit of 80 to 100,000 to purchase your home. Right, there's a blog post. In addition, you want to make your savings tax effective. You wish to consider utilising your surplus income and existing savings to start an investment plan and invest in a growth-oriented environment. Right, bang, there's a blog post. So I just went back and we spent 2 or 3 hours going through, and we come up with, 60, 70, 80 different topics that were fairly standard and kind of repetitive that people kept asking about over and over and over again. You wish to find the most appropriate superannuation strategy that will give you strong capital growth opportunities going forward and will assist you in funding your future retirement needs. Right, let's do a post about that sort of thing. What else here? You would like to ensure that you're adequately protected financially in the event of serious illness and trauma. Okay, let's do a post. What is trauma insurance? Trauma insurance is this unknown insurance little-known insurance that not many people talk about. Let's go through the facts now. That sort of thing. So yeah, it's just another way we got some news traps from there. So what about your SOAs? I'm sure that you guys in all your SOAs have got the exact same sort of structure, and you give a list of, or your value stack, what the clients want to talk about. So that's just another way. Client industry publications, I meant, client, absolutely, Susan, client industry. So yeah, so that way you're talking about the topics. That's a really good one, Susan. Susan said your clients or prospects industry publications. That way you can keep abreast and up to date of the things that they're talking about in their world, and then you can tailor your marketing about the issues that are going on in their world. Absolutely right, Susan. I thought you did say that, but yeah, that's really good. Very, very clear. Thank you so much. All right, so that's some ideas. Remember what we talked about last week. Remember last time I talked about the brain and the mouth? If the whole authority marketing piece was a body, the important parts are the brain and the mouth, right? But you just have to think about it that way. That's all you want to be, is the brain to come up with the ideas and the mouth to get it out there. Everything else can be done without you. And if we can find other ways to come up with the ideas, it makes it really, really easy for you. Okay? We want you to be focused on the brain part and just the mouthpiece, and you be the hero, and let your marketing and your client attraction efforts do the rest of the work. All right. So we've talked about thinking through the need. We've touched on how to unpack your IP. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to give you a worksheet for that in just a second. The third thing I want you to do now, I want you to slice and dice time. Okay? Slice and dice time. Here's what I mean. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about how many different ways you can use 1 unit of effort to generate 3 or 4 or 5 times the return on that effort. Okay? In other words, if we do the work, like if we go to the effort to write a LinkedIn Pulse article, let's say, just as an example, and we've spent the time and we've made the effort to do that, we've got something pretty substantial. A LinkedIn Pulse article, it's not a little 1 or 2 or 3 line or a 1 or 2 paragraph. It's, it's pretty chunky. You want to make sure that it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs, let's say. I'm just, off the top of my head. Okay, we've got something that's pretty. So why wouldn't we slice and dice that up, slice and dice time, and drip feed segments of that one piece of effort out to the market. Slice and dice it up and use it, repurpose it, in other words. That's the important word there, guys. Just can you write that down? I want you to write down the word, we want to repurpose our IP and turn it into other mediums so that we can get the message out to as many people in as many different places and with as many different mechanisms as we possibly can. Okay? So the way I think about this, and I might just draw this for you too, guys, and it's a bit of I've got a kind of a weird way of thinking about this, but hopefully you're going to like the weirdness in my methodology here. I'm just going to get just grab a clean sheet of paper, guys, and the way I think about this is that I actually, oh, hang on, sorry guys, I'll just get my pen up there. So the way I think about this, guys, is I actually do this, and you can draw along with me and have fun at the same time. I do this. I think about it like an octopus. So can I get you guys to draw this out for me as well? And I want you to do only not quite as good a job of drawing an octopus as I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and all of our octopuses have a smiley face. Okay, so guys, this is how I think about it. I think about it, and it's also another analogy I use. It's kind of like a busker. You think about a busker. We've all seen a busker at the malls and in the shopping centres and things like that. A busker gets the crowd going. It gets the crowd started, clapping their hands. Clap. They clap slowly. Clap. 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 And then what does the busker do over a minute or two? He starts to build them up, doesn't he? Clap, clap, and a bit faster, and a bit faster, and a bit faster. And as people are clapping and building momentum in that clap, he's drawing more and more people in, and more and more people in, and more and more people in. And then, to all of a sudden, he's got this crescendo of clapping before he does the trick. But of course, when he does the trick, that's the time when he stops and says, "Don't clap, throw money." Right? So that's what we're trying to do. We want to try and find lots of different ways to build this up over, let's say, the course of a month period. So, I think of each of the tentacles as a method or a mechanism to get to your market. So if you think about it, you want to, we can, over here on the right-hand side, well, we can do video. And videos are getting more and more easy. I'm going to start to focus with especially you guys in the boardroom. I'm going to do a lot more of that sort of work, getting videos and get you to sort of more of an authority status. But video is one way. You can script it up, you can chop it up, and then you can create less content and promote more. Okay, that's what we want. We want to, if we had a scripted video that you can then chop up and put out to all the other mediums, that would be fantastic. So we've got video, we've got email. That's another way we can get this out to your market. We can use the same IP, that 1 unit of effort. We can do a video, and then we could use that same effort and do an email. We could do a blog, a normal blog, just a blog like that. Okay, we could do a LinkedIn Pulse, L-I Pulse. We could do a LinkedIn Pulse with that same IP. We could do FB posts, and you could actually break that up and do several posts and drip feed those posts about the same issue. So if we chose one topic for a month, and we did either a video or an email or a LinkedIn Pulse article, and it was fairly substantial, then we could chop it up and slice and dice and drip feed out different parts of that 1 unit of effort out over different mediums. You could do a voice message. I love these. Oh, sorry, voice message. And you could actually just record a voice message, put it up, save it on in your Dropbox, and send a message. Hey guys, this month we're talking about transition retirement. I've created a message for you. Click the link here to listen to it. And you can just do a 2 or 3 little minute about a little case study about someone that's came in this week, or about something you read, or you went to a PD day and you learnt this awesome thing. I want to share it with you. So you can do a voice message. So all I'm doing is thinking about what are all the different ways that we can slice and dice up the same 1 unit of effort. You can do LinkedIn posts as well, just the normal little posts, and those posts can people to where? They're going to direct people to here, but in fact we're actually going to direct people, because just the other thing here, this is the hub, remember? And we talked about it last week. All of this content, so you know, this content and this content and this content, this, all of this we want saved in the hub. So all roads lead back here. The only probably one that won't do that is the actual LinkedIn Pulse article. But what we want to do, we want a link from the LinkedIn Pulse article to come back to your hub, because that's where your lead magnet is. Okay. So that's what we're saying there. What's another thing we could do? Well, you know, what about Twitter? Twitter's another thing. I've just started up a Twitter account. I'm going to learn a bit more about that and show you how easy it is. Because again, we can use that one item, that one piece of effort, that 1 unit of effort, and slice and dice it up into so many different ways: video, email, blog, LinkedIn post, Facebook post, voice message, LinkedIn post, Twitter, that sort of thing. Okay. So what I'm trying to get at here, guys, we want to create less and promote more. Can you just jot that down? I want you to create less. So create once, work hard once, and then we're going to promote that creation more. That's where we're going with this. Okay. So hopefully, I'd love to, guys, if you're up for it, I'd be really, really happy for everyone to take a photo of their octopi and pardon me, share that with us in the Facebook group. So after this session, I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to put mine up there. If you're game enough, and I'd love you to be game and have a bit of fun, I'd love you to take a photo and share with us your incredibly good drawings of octopus. All right, so we're getting there. This is good. This is good, guys. This is making. Hopefully, this is making. Guys, is this making sense so far? I'd love to know. If you've got any questions on any of this, we're just going to slide into the worksheet now. We're going to do a bit of get our hands dirty now and work through this together. But I just want to know if you've got any questions on this, anything that I haven't covered, anything you're not clear on. I'll just give you 10, 15 seconds. I'm just going to grab a quick drink of water. 10 seconds to write it, type in any questions, or to let me know that you're all good. So if you're all good, just give me a G to G, good to go, just so I know. Otherwise, to type me in a question that if you're not sure of anything, and we'll have a look and we'll go from there. Give me 10 seconds, just grab it. I'm just going to grab a drink. Yeah, any questions are good. G to G, good to go. Okay, all right, great. No questions, that's good. Okay, makes sense. So we've been sort of building up to this over the last couple of weeks. So, guys, what I want you to do, I want you to grab your worksheet, and I want you to go into the content planner. I'm just going to sort of, might actually draw this out for you for a second. I'm going to get you to, if you've used up your sheets of paper there, grab another one. I want you to grab a clean sheet of paper. I want you to think about, there's a few different ways we can think about. I want to basically do what I'm calling here, draw your model. All right, so I don't want you to draw it in that section. Just draw it, just map out with me just quickly on a clean sheet of paper, and then you can use, I've actually got 2 in there for you, so you've got a spare. But I just want to draw through the concept here. So I want you to think about, how could we break up your marketing over the course of a year, let's say? So I'm just going to draw a circle, right? So I'm just going to basically draw a circle, and there's a couple of ways you can think about this. What you could do, I'm going to draw like this. I'm going to do 1, 2, I don't know, 3, 4. This is close enough. So I'm drawing 12 circles here. So think about your success wheel. The actual success wheel that we use with clients has got 9 or 8 or 9 points on it, but I'm going to make one here with 12 because really this one here, I want to map out. Let's say you're a financial planner that's kind of a holistic advisor, right? So think about it. How can we break up your year, and what are some things that we could talk about over the course of the year? So, all right, over here on number 1, what if we talked about, and I would probably start with the flow of the success wheel. You could talk about in January. You could talk about cash flow, and all the stuff to do with cash flow if you wanted to. In February, you could talk about debt management, and make your monthly theme debt management. And I'm going to show you how to do this properly in a minute. I'm just thinking about concept here, management. Okay. Third month, you could talk about investment or gearing, or that sort of thing, whatever you want to do, or wealth creation. Wealth creation. In April, you could talk about, say, tax planning, because I'm just following the success wheel here. Tax planning. You could make May your sort of government and aged care month. So if you're a holistic planner, you could talk about one different topic per month. If you're not a holistic planner, I'll show you about. I talked about that in a second. And then the following month, you could talk about super, sort of the accumulation stage, accumulation phase. In the following month, in July, you could talk about the super. Oh, how to do that? That's a good trick. So you could talk about super, but you might make that month about transition to retirement. You could then talk about risk protection if you wanted to, the following month. So this is good for a holistic planner, risk protection. You could talk about, what else? Estate planning this month. So we could sit down and map out, okay, what are the things that I want to talk about over the course of the next 12 months? The following month, you might talk about self-managed super funds, self-managed super and all the things around that. The following month, you might want to talk about key man, what do you call it? Succession planning. Whatever it happens to be that you want to talk about, or and then the final month, I don't know, if you're into property or you're helping people with property, or you've got property strategic alliance partners, you might make December property month, or whatever it happens to be. Okay, so you see what I've done there? So all I've done, I mapped out 12 lines on a circle, and I said, okay, what could I do every month? How can I map out each month and give it a theme for the month, so I know what I'm doing, so I could do that that took me 8 minutes. No, probably not even that. That took me probably 2 minutes to do that. Okay, try another one. What if you're not a holistic planner? What if you were a risk planner? Or what if you're a risk planner and you wanted to talk about life insurance? What if you wanted to make your themes about life insurance? So I'd do something like this. Life insurance is a little bit different. I'd probably go 1, 2, 3. I'd break it up into 6 like I actually do. That's not quite right, but you get what I mean. And you might say, hey, I want to talk about this month. I want to talk about, life insurance. You might want to talk about, untimely death. Untimely death. Right? And then the following month, you might want to talk about TPD and go into detail in that particular month about, long-term, long-term incapacity, isn't it? Incapacity, right? Long-term incapacity. You might say the next month, March, I want to talk about trauma. And, you might have a theme of living insurance, whatever you call yours. Just giving you some ideas here for you riskies out in the group. The following month you might want to talk about income protection, lifestyle maintenance. Maintenance, right? You got that. You might talk about tax strategies the following month. So how can you set up your insurances to get some tax advantage? There's lots of strategies. You could make that the theme for the month. What if you talked about the claims process? You might do the right ways and the wrong ways. The wrong ways, okay, of how to do a claim. That sort of thing. So you've broken that up, and then so you've got 6 months worth of IP there, and then what you could do when you get back to July, you can then go through the same ones again. Do life insurance, but come at it from a different angle. Do TPD and come at it from a different angle. Do living trauma cover, come at it from a different angle. Income protection, tax strategies again, or come up with lots of other things. Think about this, guys. If you are a risky, or just you could talk about what else for the following 6 months. You could talk about claims paying ratings of insurance companies. You could talk about the definitions inside. You could have the theme could be around definitions of insurance policies. It could be about exclusions and what they're all about and what they mean. You could be talking about split policies, or comparing why compare different options, or payment methods, or structures, or what's covered and what's not, whatever it happens to be. So you think about, okay, what do I do? How can I break that up into 6? I either do 6 or 12 because it's easy for the year. 6 topics, or 12 topics, or 24 topics, or 48 topics, and then build myself 2 or 3 years worth of topics that I can talk about. The other one, probably pretty important. Some of you people on the line. What if you weren't a risky or a holistic advisor? What if you were a super specialist? So what if we said, what if we did it this way, just to give you guys some ideas on this? So what if we did the same thing? So if we broke your year up into 6 and said, so for you guys who do super and retirement and wealth and transition retirement strategies and things like that. So you might want to talk about, what if you talked about investment options for the month? Make that your theme. You might talk about for the next month asset allocation and what that all means, and educate people about that. How to not be too risky. How to what allocation mean. What that all does. How about talk about fees and ways to minimise fees, or making sure that your fees are fair and reasonable. What about rebalancing and reweighting? Reweight. You might make that the theme for your month. And you can write articles easily, or other people have written articles for you, or there's articles effectively in PDSs. The insurance companies and the super fund managers and the master trust companies and all that, they have all of these in their brochures. So we could take that and turn that into an article. What about contribution limits as another theme? What's the different types of super types of super? What else could you talk about? You could talk about transition to retirement. You could talk about spouse contributions, or super splitting, binding nominations, or how much is enough, or how do I know if I've got enough? How do I know if my super fund's the super fund I've got is the right one for me? Whatever it happens to be. So guys, does that make sense? Just give us a raise your hand. So what I'm thinking about, I want you to think about what you do and what you specialise in, and come up with maybe 12, either 6 or 12. You can do 12. It's easy to just brainstorm, and if you need a hand with that, I'll help you. But there's 12 for a holistic advisor. There's 6 plus, I'll rattle off a heap for a risk specialist. There's 6 or 12 that I just rattled off for a super specialist. So we're really coming up with the categories. So that's where your worksheet's going to come into it now, guys. So I'm going to go back to your work. I want you to go back to your worksheet. And effectively, all we're going to do here now, so I've got this on the screen. I'll just get this back on the screen. So this is what we want to do. So we basically want to draw that. So I want you to rough it out just quickly on a whiteboard or on a piece of paper. But then, once you're ready, I want you to draw that. Oh, sorry. I want you to draw your diagram on here and map out what your 6 or what your 12 are going to look like. So we're going to have month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, and month 6, or do it in 12 or whatever. Okay? And then over here, you're going to write down on the left-hand side what are the actual points. I'll get you to write them down at what the points are. For the holistic guys, what did we talk about? We talked about cash flow. Just a place so you can capture it, and you're basically starting to map out your 12 months. We talked about debt management. Okay, management. We talked about investment and wealth creation. So again, you're going to map it out just roughly, and then you're going to come back in here, and you can map it out, and so on, and so on, and so on, until you've got your 12 mapped out for the year. Okay, so that's the first part. That's the first step in this process. The second part is that we want to, I'm just going to see, so basically the second part of this is that we want to take that and we want to turn that into a map, right? So if you see on the screen, you've got there divide and conquer. So what we just did there, that was the content planner. So we're going to think about what we want to do broadly, draw a circle, figure out what you want, and then in the deliverable part, just put in just the bullet points of what you want to do. Okay. Then in here, how we divide and conquer with that, basically what we're saying is that we want to, I'm going to show you mine. Hang on, how about I do that? I think that might be an easier way for me to do it. So I'll just do that and find that, and I'm going to show you this. Guys, so here's what mine looks like. So this is how I've done mine. So just to give you an idea, and I'll come back to yours in a second, but I've done for myself, okay, I've got 6, mine do a circle, I've got 6 in mine. So it's model, attract, convert, deliver, referral, and scale, okay? Then I've got in here, I know with you guys I've got to do, these Friday morning sessions I call them the 10-minute tactics, so I've got to do 24 of those over the course of the year. I've got to do my 3 intensive sales webinars over the course of the year. I've got to do my summits with you guys together, our live summits together. I do a sales webinar once a month. I do my business blogs. I do my repurposing video blogs, and I do a post per week into our Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay, so I've just basically mapped out the deliverables there. And then what I do, I've come up with, so there's my 6 months: model, attract, convert, deliver, referral and scale, and then marketing. I've got my 12 points here: structure, clients attract. So what are we in now? We're in process follow, I think it is now. No, sorry, we're in race win. Okay, so we're in a convert mode. We're here. We're in the fill funnel. Okay, we're doing right now the content planner. So you see, I've mapped out all of my training sessions over the course of the year. We've done it: your magnetic message, the instant appointment, the email masterclass, the Y-Stack, I've got a double up there, solidify your service. Remember all these sessions, guys? Handover meeting, how to position the deal, the Fab 5 strategies, the LinkedIn Masterclass 1 and 2 we did just recently, the Teflon Edge, the Ascendancy Accelerator last fortnight, and today we're here at the Content Planner. I know what I'm doing next fortnight, and the fortnight after, and the fortnight after, and the fortnight after, because I've mapped it out. Each month here I've got I'll just choose one word for the month, and then I just break it up into 2, because I've got to do every second and every 4th Friday I have to do a webinar with you guys. So that's how I map it out. Okay, so really what I'm saying, you think about what we've just done then. You can do exactly the same thing with you guys. So all we're going to do is do the same thing, and you can do that right now. So we're just going to map it out like this. We're going to give you your little place to have your headings. Right, and you can draw it along like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's the middle line. And I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's like that, like that, like that. You can draw this in for yourself. Okay, and like we said a minute ago, so if we talked about the holistic planner, I'll just use that holistic planner. So we might say, okay, so in January we're going to talk about, we talked about cash flow. Right? And February we talked about debt. We're going to talk about debt. And in March we're going to talk about investment and wealth creation. Okay, so I just want you to go in and write in yours while you're doing this, while I'm doing it as well. If you can use these ones, or you can come up with your own for your own specialty. We're going to talk about tax. Okay, and then we're going to talk about government and aged care. I'm just going to do those 6, and then you can follow on. Government and aged care, let's say. Aged care. And then we're going to talk about super. I should have done one with 6 here for you for this example, but that's okay. But in here, we just do the rest. And then we just do, next month we're going to talk about TTR, and then we're going to talk about risk protection, and then we're going to talk about estate planning. So you jot yours in. We're going to talk about self-managed super fund, we talked about, and then we talk about Keyman and succession. You write it in neater than this. And then you might talk about property or whatever, pick another topic in, financial planning if you don't do property, whatever it happens to be. Okay, and that's what we want to do. So we know we've got it mapped out over the course of the month. And then in that, all you're going to do, if you want to write, come up with one or two topics. Okay, so think about cash flow for a minute. Just give me, guys, do me a favour, find the question box. Give me a couple of ideas on what people might be thinking about or worried about from a cash flow point of view. Just type in for me, just one or two words. Just what are some challenges, sticky points? What are people worried about when it comes to cash flow from a cash flow point of view? Just give me a hand, and let's map out some topics that we could talk about. So just type into the question plate. Yeah, cash flow is tight. And, what else? No control. Okay, all right, so just on that, and I've got heaps more there. So no control, no money for holidays, no idea, can't handle it, no knowledge how to manage. So all of those things could be topics that I could do, but I wouldn't do them all in 1 month. I would just say, if January is going to be cash flow, I'm going to do some items on cash flows too tight, and I'm going to do a couple of items on them having no control, and that's enough for that month. If I do a brainstorm and I come up with 10 or 15 or even 6 things that I can talk about, I'm going to save those for next time I talk about cash flow. Okay, so that's where the brainstorming comes into it, and that's where the marketing template, the Excel spreadsheet, that's where you can save all these things and then come back to it later. Guys, let's turn our mind to debt management. What's the issue? Managing the tension on farm and asset allocation off farm. Exactly. Think about debt management now. So give me a couple of ideas on debt management. What are some of the issues and things that people are concerned about their debts? Just type in one or two and let's build a list. So what are some things about debt? Yeah, the difference between good and bad debt. I think that's a great one. Bad debt. What else? What else, guys? Type in for me. What are some issues that people are thinking about from a debt point of view? What are they struggling with? What are they overwhelmed with? What can't they handle? What don't they like about it? What should they know? Not going down fast enough. Okay, so yeah, not going down fast enough. Not going down. It just seems like it's stuck stagnant, isn't it? Not going down. ... Okay, so guys, and then, so what else have we got there? Do I pay off more of my loan, better rates, repayments, all good, guys, absolutely. So again, we've come up with, in a minute, we've come up with half a dozen or 8 topics that we could talk about, but for now, all in this particular month of February, I'd talk about good debt versus bad debt, and I'd talk about why you might feel like your debt's not going down enough. Guys, let's just do one more. Let's talk about investment, wealth creation, and gearing. Just give me a hand, and then you can. I'm not going to do any more, and then I'll show you how this works in practical terms, and I might even give you something that might help you. So talk to me. Help me with debt management. Kids education. Okay, so investment, kids edu planning. So see how it's just broad? We're not going into any detail here. We're just capturing what we're doing right now, guys. This is the unpacking the IP part. Kids education. What else, guys? Help me. Kids education. What should people? People aren't making enough money. They don't understand gearing. They don't know about. They're not finding enough money to put us away, and they're not doing anything consistently. What else, guys? Diversification. Too risky. Okay, I'll just do diversification. Diversification. What else, guys? But what do you got so we can build a list? Too risky. Don't know how. Too many options to consider. Right. So, guys, again, there's a list. So we've come up with, in a minute, 1 minute, we've come up with 5 or 6 or 7 points about that monthly topic. We'll pick 2, 1 and 2, focus on those this month, but then save that inside your marketing template in that Excel spreadsheet I gave you. Save it in there so that next time all you've got to do is just go back and say, okay, all right, what's another 2 topics I can talk about wealth creation or investment management in March 2017? Okay, and then you just do the same thing, and so on and so on and so on. Just split it up into 2 because it's pretty easy, like we just did then, to come up with 2 things. Okay, so in here, you're going to mark in your themes right along the bottom, and then you just come up with 2. Does that make sense, guys? Just give me a raise your hand if this is helping you figure out how to unpack. Just raise your hand for me. Just let me know that you're picking up what I'm putting down, guys. Now I'm going to show you something that I created that might help. Some people, lots of people put their hands up. Some people haven't. If you haven't put your hand up, just let me know. If you don't understand or you've got a question or you're not sure, please let me know in the question box. Otherwise, just raise your hand just so I know that everyone's on track and with me on this. Just gets how to do that, basically. It's all you need to know from that part of it. If you've got a question about it, just chuck it in the question box. Otherwise, yeah, pretty much all hands are up now. All right, let me show you. Okay, so Owen, Cook, and Julie are on the line right now. And we had a Sherp session last night about some other topic, right? Owen, can you do me a favour, mate? What time did we roughly finish our call last night? Can you do me a favour and just type into the question box, and I'll just, everyone's going to have to believe me. What time did we finish roughly last night, mate? Our call, just type into the question box. I reckon about 5:30. If you've said 17:20, I reckon we finished about 5:30 last night. What I did last night for you guys, I've actually done something pretty cool, to be honest. I've actually done up a marketing template for a month's work of authority marketing. Okay, and I've done what I've done here. And I did this. So mate, so we finished at 5:20 or 5:30. I answered a couple of emails. I had my dinner about 6 o'clock till about 7:30 or so, and then I came back out to the computer here, and I reckon I spent about an hour and a half doing this, what I'm going to show you right now, which is effectively an entire month's worth of marketing. I reckon it took me about an hour and a half last night. So I started with a blank sheet of paper. I had frameworks to follow, which I'll show you guys in a second. But let me show you what I knocked up after my session last night from about, I reckon, about 7:30 to, I don't know, I finished about 9 o'clock, I reckon, last night, okay? So guys, so the theme that I picked was financial planner versus online insurance. I called it the straight up facts. So that's what I'm going to talk about this month. And I've got in here, so this is a template for all of this, right? Content style. Now remember the content twister, guys. Everyone hopefully remembers the content twister. You should all know what the content twister is by now. We've got a problem if you don't. That's not a good thing. Content twister, and let me just make sure. There you go. So that's the content twister. Remember, content styles. So styles, rant, Q&A, how to win or lose a story, lesson, offer, mistakes, show and tell, and then your hot buttons at the top. So like we just did, cash flow, debt management, investment and wealth creation, tax planning. So this is all I've done. I've just followed this template here, guys. That's all I'm doing here. So all of these templates, all I've done last night in an hour and a half or so is just follow the templates that you guys have got. So I've got that in here. And this one here, today I'm going to do a Q&A. So that's why I've done it green. And then what you do, this is my instructions to JD, guys. This is what I do. This is how, if I was going to do this, I'm not because it's about insurance. But if I was going to do this, this is what I give to JD. All right. So I would start. To me, the biggest part of a marketing process, the biggest thing you could do is what we call a video blog, and the scripting for a video blog. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, so I've actually done this up, and I'll just a bit of it to you just for you to get a feel for it, and then I'll just sort of skip as we go. So check this out. So imagine me doing a video to camera and talking to people, and what I do, I open up with a startling statement. So what to look out for before you sign on the dotted line. And then what I do, I bring in my intro video. So what happens is JD knows that when the guys are editing up the video, I've got that in there. She knows that that's the point where she's got to bring in the video, the intro video. Okay. And now, so that's a startling statement. This is just my headings. I don't say these things. Branding and name and site. So what I might do, guys, just before I show you this too much, hang on, give me this other one. So all I'm doing here, watch what I've got. So this is the video blog template in the Vault. Branding and my name and my site. So I get my branding out there. I tell them the promise and the hook, so I try and get them hooked in to keep watching the video. I'm going to seed, and I'm going to tell them the product, and just seed what I want to seed. I'm going to then teach them what I want to teach them, so I can do that education-based marketing piece. I'm going to give them a call to action or ask a question at the end, and then I'm going to do a sign-off. Okay, so this is the flow, and I've simply just followed this flow in what I'm showing you right now. Okay, so startling statement or opening statement, what to look out for before you sign on the dotted line. My video comes in, my little intro video. Hey there everyone, Steve Salvia here from blackwing.com.au, and today and in today's Boost Your Business Show series, and then I go to promise and hook. I want to share with you a conversation I had last week with some great clients around the pros and cons about going online to buy your insurance. What you get, is it any better? Does it cover the same things? Is it any cheaper? There are just a few things we're going to cover in this session, so stick around and let's do this together. And then the video would cut to my bumper video, which is just a short little break point. So that's that's an editing point. So there's the intro video, and then it breaks. And if you guys have seen my videos, there's a little bumper video that breaks between sessions. So now I'm going to go see the need product and set the scene. So I was having a great care and maintenance program review, so I've just seeded my care and maintenance program, right? So I was having a great care and maintenance review meeting with some awesome clients last week, and the question came up about about an ad they saw on the TV about how to get really cheap insurance cover without filling in any paperwork or forms. You know the ones. Full insurance for $2 a day, no medical questionnaires required, you know, backed by some big insurance company. They make it sound cheap, so easy, and so logical, don't they? And as you know, we're bombarded by these TV ads and these online companies trying to get your attention and a share of your wallet. They're forever promoting these big discounts, easy quotes, anything to get you to check them out. In fact, there's so many options and promises out there, it's hard to make a clear decision, isn't it? People's automatic reaction to what do I do when I need to compare options is to get online, right? So the problem with that is that when you do that, most people don't ask themselves, am I really getting the best deal by going online, or should I be speaking to a financial planner to get some actual advice about this? And then there's a cut. So what I've done, I've just seeded the product, and I've got them engaged. I've got them hooked. Okay. Then I break it, and now I do the teach. Okay. And then the bumper video goes in. So let's lay out the facts. So what I want you to notice here, guys, think about what's in this, and then I want you to think about the slice and dice. Think about how many times I could pluck some stuff out of this long one unit of effort and break it up into lots and lots of effort, okay? So let's lay out the facts. What are some things to look for and to look out for when you're either looking at new insurances or even reviewing what you've already got? Let's think about it for a minute. So the first thing, you can buy direct online. On the surface, online quotes what might look like the easiest route. You do it in your own time. You don't have to speak to anyone. You get to choose your own cover and how to set it up. Buying direct insurance can be a convenient way to go. And in theory, online insurance quotes seem really, really logical. But you get what you need without any hassle, and sometimes at what looks like great rates. Unfortunately, though, unless you're an expert in insurance, and I'm going to assume you guys aren't experts at this, how do you know what you are exactly getting and if it's exactly what you need? It's great that technology's got us to a point where we can explore prices and plans online, but we're finding over and over again, what we're finding over again here at Southern Financial is that usually this method leaves people normally leaves people underinsured. The product doesn't pay out, or it doesn't pay out like they said it would, or you have to go to war with the insurance company to get a payout. The policies are often set up incorrectly as well. Wrong name, wrong beneficiary, all just because they wanted to save a few bucks. Okay, look, I understand why people want to get the best insurance quote, and I can see the attraction of going for a convenient way. But have you ever bought a new computer or a stereo or some sort of piece of technology and had to call their call center when you had a problem? Every time it's a new person, or they have no idea who you are, what you need, why you even purchase the product, and it's a long, irritating conversation. Try ringing Telstra or the Apple call center and see what I mean, and you'll see what I mean. Okay? Do you want the same thing for your insurance every time you file a claim, or you need to get some policy information? Oh, and by the way, the reason you don't need to fill in any claim forms or answer any medical questions is because they'll take anyone on board. They take your premium, and then when it's time that you need to make a claim, that's when they do the insurance underwriting and the assessments and start thinking about whether you qualify for a claim or not. That's when the war starts. Imagine being injured or sick in a hospital bed and having to try and start and prove that you're healthy enough that you qualify for a claim. Okay? So guys, just to check in, type into the question box, guys, what are you making of what I've done there so far? Just give me your thoughts on what you're reading so far. Remember, this is me. I'm talking to people on a video. This is my scripting for my teleprompter. Okay, what do you make of it? How does it sound? Is it compelling? Will people be interested in this? And think about from the slice and dice point of view. How many different little Facebook posts or little one or two liners could you cut and slice and dice out of this? Okay, I'll just keep rolling while you're doing that. So then I put the bumper video in, and now I'm going to talk about using a financial plan. I'm going to go to the flip side, okay? Creating loads of fear, great, yeah, it's exactly what I'm trying to do. Comparing in many different issues that can be sliced and diced. Yes, Paul. Okay, I'm going to flip side. Using a financial plan, but on the flip side, financial planners are more structured and use a more structured and methodical process. They spend the time to ask the right questions, pardon me, collect information, create recommendations that are specific and designed with you and your family in mind. They'll usually have several different, and I wouldn't talk this fast, guys, either, by the way. I just talk normally. I'm just trying to get through it. Several different options and companies that they use so that they do a bit of research and compare some options for you. Just by the way, guys, see where you've got these blue. Well, I've got these blue little highlights here. That's where JD brings in like a, I don't know what it's called, but we bring in that word on the video. So we actually bring it up on the screen. So if you ever have a look at my videos, guys, go onto my website and look at the have a look at a couple of my latest videos in there. You'll see that on the video there's little things slide up on the screen, and that's what these blue things are. So that's again me instructing JD. I want you to bring this up on the screen. I want you to put the bumper video here in green. That's our code. Blue here. I want you to bring that up on the screen. I want you to bring that up on the screen, right? Let's spend the time to do that. They usually have several different options and they compare. But one big thing, and here's the big teach, right? But one big thing they do is they talk about this little known topic called step versus level premiums. Step premiums start off a lot cheaper, which sounds great at the start. But as you get older, your premiums go up each year with your age and with inflation. You probably notice that with your premiums for your insurance going up each and every year, right? Have you noticed that? What that means that you've probably got step premiums, and they step up each and every year as you get older. So a valuable conversation to have with your financial planner is the option of what's called level premiums. Level premiums are great. They usually start off a bit more expensive, but they only rise with inflation. And guys, by the way, you guys know all this stuff. This is easy. This just came straight out of my head. Right? I just did it, like I said, sat in front here and I just blurted. Or I could have gone and found an article that was talking about this and I could have R&D'd. But I actually just sat and blurted this out. Your age, so they're usually a bit more expensive, but they only rise with inflation. Your age increases have been factored in at the start. So over time, the cheaper step premiums that keep rising every year actually cross over and become more and more expensive as you get older. The real kicker here is that people say, hey, I'm not going to pay these over-the-top premiums anymore. I'm cancelling my policy because it's too expensive. But of course, then what happens? The reason it became so expensive is because that person was statistically more likely to get a claim. As they get older, and inevitably an accident or illness happens, but the person has cancelled their policy and can't make the claim. Or knowing about level premiums at the start might have allowed the client to maintain their policy and therefore be in a position to claim when they need it most. That's just one good example of where good insurance advice can improve your situation. Bumper video, then I'll break it again. I'll just break it up, bumper video. And then I'll just do a bit of a summary. Having your insurance having your insurance and working with a financial planner may not always be the most convenient option, but it will be more than likely lead you to having the right advice and getting the best insurance for your family. Isn't that what your insurance is supposed to do? Your financial planner knows your needs, they know the rules, they generally know the different policies and products and policies, and importantly, they know the wording and all the grey areas inside out and back to front. They also know your situation intimately, and they're best placed to make appropriate suggestions that will help you best. So let's summarise what we just talked about. Talking to a financial planner will allow them to assess your situation and make sure you get proper coverage that you need, you're not paying for something too much, and you get advice on other important considerations over and above just the cost. So I'm just summarising what we just talked about. So these are big decisions, and you actually need someone in your corner to help you guide you through and make sure you make the right decisions. Bumper video. So what's the best option? Just do a summary here, blah, 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 just quickly. And then the bumper video, then I'll do a call to action. So now that you know about the basic online covers versus advice and structured insurances, I've got a question for you. What are some of the main reasons that you need or want your insurance, main reasons you need or want your insurance for your family? Why is it important that you've got the right cover in place for you? Do me a favour and find the comments box underneath this video and let's continue the conversation down there. I'd love to know what you think. So now I'm trying to get them to interact and talk to me. Okay. It would do. Craig just said it's in my head, but it would take me half a day to blurt that out. But what if you could spend 2 days at the start of the year, blurt it all out, and then you've got you've got 6 months worth of IP done. Number one. Number two, if you follow the framework I give you, it doesn't take that long. Seriously, it just doesn't take that long. And it might at the start, it took me longer as well at the start. And then I'm just going to do quickly sign off. I just want to show you how I've sliced and diced this up for you guys. Sign off. Hey, it's been fun today, guys. If you like the video or you think someone else might like it, likes are great, comments are good, but sharing is caring, right? So please hit the share button below and let's make sure that your friends and family have got the right insurance in place for you too. Anyway, till next time, take good care, stay awesome, and I'll talk to you soon. So I've just done a video blog, my video blog framework, and I've now done. I could go out and you guys can use this, by the way, but I've done that now, and I will put that on my teleprompter and I just walk through that. What I then did, I now can take that. I've copied and pasted all of that, what I just read through. I've pasted it under here, and now I've got an email and a LinkedIn Pulse that I can use exactly the same thing, but I've just mixed it up a tiny little bit. So instead of the straight, what was the heading? Sorry, I'm just going to zoom up. My heading here was Financial Planner versus Online Insurance, the straight up facts. I've just changed the heading up a little bit for the LinkedIn Pulse and the email. I've just said here, headline topic, what to look out for before you sign on the insurance dotted line. Okay, same thing, but I just repurposed the heading. Big idea. And all you're going to find, this is exactly the same, but I've just done it a little bit more formally in the wording because it's written rather than being said. One thing I find myself talking about to my clients a lot lately is what's the difference between having a financial planner sort out my insurances versus going online to get it done instead. So I thought it's time for some straight up facts. So see, I had that in the first thing. I just used it again in the repurpose. See, I want to share a conversation I had last week with some great clients around the pros and cons of going online to buy your insurance. What you get, is it any better? Does it do the same thing? Is it cheaper? And I had a heap of questions, and it's a decision that we all face at some point or another. I was having a great meeting, care and maintenance meeting, so it's all the same thing all over again. Now it's an email that I can send out once a month, and it's also a LinkedIn Pulse. Okay, all the way through. I've just tried to slightly change it up a little bit, but you're going to find it's exactly virtually the same. Let's have a look at the sign-off and see if it's much different. To summarise, so let's summarise. What's the best option for you? Okay, if you feel like you're torn between looking for cheaper insurance or getting proper advice, why not start by downloading my free? So now this time, instead of getting them to like, comment or share, I want them to download my free How to Uncover the 10 Top Insurance Traps checklist. It's a simple checklist of my top insurance traps to look out for, to what to look for and what to do instead. It's just 6 to 8 minutes. In just 6 to 8 minutes, you'll be clear on what you need your insurance cover to help you make the right decisions. If you'd like a copy, just hit the link and you can download one straight onto your desktop. And I really hope it helps. And then I'll just do a strong, compelling reason at the end. P.S. 10 Traps Guide will also show you a little-known way to set up your insurances without affecting your cash flow and also gaining some tax advantage at the same time. It's a great little strategy if you want to save money from your out-of-pocket expenses. Check it out here. So all I did with this, just quickly, and I know we're right on time, but I've got about 2 minutes, guys, so I'll be finished in a second. All I did with the blog post, I just followed this framework. So it was very similar, but I just had headline topic, big idea or question, I interrupted, I intro and seed, I taught 1, 2, and 3, I did a super summary, I did a call to action, I did the sign-off, and I did the strong PS and another compelling reason. Okay, so that all I've done there is I've done that. So now we've got a video if you want to do, and we've got an email that you could do on the first day of the month, and we've got a LinkedIn post that you put out on, say, the 20th of the month. And then what I've done some Facebook posts here. So just check this out, guys. So let me read this. Most people fall into the trap of watching one of those TV commercials for cheap insurance or insurance with no paperwork. There's even a classic that will give you 10%. There's even the classic that will give you 10% of your first year's premium back after 4 years. Everyone knows that if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. But why do people fall? Why do so many people fall for this garbage? Check out my latest blog. So we're going to direct them to the blog now, or the website, which is where your blog is, where I go into detail about the straight-up facts and what to look out for before you sign on the dotted line. You can read it here. Here's the link to go to the website. It could save you a fortune. And I have a little funny hashtag at the end. I've put in there hashtag come in sucker. Okay, so I've taken just a few words out of the top part, and I've turned that into a Facebook or a LinkedIn post, which has a link to my website so that they can then read the article or the blog. Done another one, so, and the theme of that was the problem. I'm going to do another one here. Promise. something that too many people either overlook or are not told or advised by their online or direct insurance company is that the comparison of step versus level premiums. Level premiums can often save you thousands in insurance costs, but I guarantee your online provider has never mentioned them. Click here to read about this and some other straight-up facts about your insurance before you sign on the dotted line. Get the good oil here. Link to website. Your family will thank you for it. Hashtag stop premiums going up, because I'm talking about level premiums. Bang! So there's another one. And I've done another third one, so I can split these up over the course of the month. Proof. When John and Amber realised their online insurance policies seemed too good to be true, really cheap, no forms, done at the click of a few buttons, I should have said they were absolutely shocked. Read my blog to see what they should have known before they signed on the dotted line. Note, they've cancelled those cheap, nasty policies now, and they've set up something with a bit more thought and some structure now. Check out the link here. Insert link, which I'll just yellow. You don't know what you don't know, and then I've just got a hashtag, why pay more. Okay? What I've also done, so you've seen some of my quotes, guys. You've seen my quotes. I've just done some quotes. Over time, cheap stepped insurance premiums keep rising every year until they actually cross over and become more and more expensive as you get older. Quote your name. Then you can do another one in the following week. Quote, the reason insurance becomes more expensive is because you become statistically more likely to claim. That's why level premiums are so important. And then you're going to have a link to your blog page again. Okay. Another quote, ask yourself this, am I really getting the best insurance deal by going online, or should I be speaking to someone who knows and get some actual advice about this? Your name, quote, link to website. Do a fortnightly wins post like I do. You see my wins post, guys. Insert testimonial, get some feedback, case study, claims, blah, blah, blah. Some inspirational quotes. I went online and I typed in inspirational insurance quotes. And there was like hundreds and hundreds of them in there. And I just downloaded a couple just to show you guys. Just some quotes. And so you can actually split up your month with some quotes in there. 1, 2, 3. I just went online. I just typed in the word inspirational insurance quotes, and there was hundreds of them there. All right. So guys, what I want to show you now, just quickly, and then we're going to finish off and sign off. But I've created something for you guys as well. So that, guys, you can have this. This is going to be on so when you go in, once JD uploads to the website, this template is going to be in there for you as well. You can use this one. I reckon this is good to go, dudes. Get it out, smash it out, get it to your marketplace. Doesn't matter. Change up the words a bit if you want to. I don't think anyone's going to overcross anyone. But the other thing, I'm a visual kind of guy, right? I'm a visual kind of guy. So what I've actually done for me and JD, what I do in here, and that's why everything you noticed in there was color-coded. I actually do this, and we print this out once a month, and I put it up on the wall in front of me. I'm actually looking at mine right now. So if I look above my computer, this is in front of me, and I have I know on the first, so this is first day of the month to the 31st day of each month. And this is the monthly theme. And we just type that in there. This month I'm going to do the long-term email, the second part of that template I showed you. I'm going to do that fortnightly wins post on the 4th. I'm going to do those little Facebook ads, Facebook posts that I did, those 4 that I showed you there, on the 7th, 14th, 21st, and 23rd. I'm going to put one of those little inspirational quote things in there on the 11th and on the 30th, just to split them up over the course of the month. I'm going to do, so for me, I do my video on the 15th day of every month, and then I actually resend it out on the 17th and the 19th as well. Okay. So for you guys, this is just a Word doc, and you can just go in here and just have that visually. I know on the first day of the month, right, that's email day. 4th day of the month, I do a fortnightly post, and I just look at that, right, and we don't look at it. JD does it all. We put it all in buffer, and we do it all at the start of the month. The weekly post goes on the 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th. My monthly blog is on the 15th, so everything sort of starts, we start everything sort of from that, and everything rotates from there. And I put an inspirational quote on the 11th and on the 30th as well. And if you want to, you can actually just write it in with pen in here. Themes for the month. This is what I'm going to do this month, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way through. And what you'll find that this that you're seeing now is color-coded all the way through. So orange for the video if you want to do a video. Well, sorry, I'll skip those. The yellowy orange for the Facebook posts. The red, I think it's red for the email and the Pulse article. So they're all there, okay? So it just takes a little bit of time and effort at the start of the month. Now that we've mapped it out, then we can do that easily. And I'm going to be talking more and more about a lot more about this at the summit together in November. We might have something even better for you from that. All right, a lot in that, but hey, really, really cool. And hopefully you guys got some value in that. And I think it's going to make it a lot easier, guys. Here's the thing, seriously. If you want to take this to the next level, if you want to make it easy for yourself and get this right, the way to do that, it's going to help you. The way to do that is to map it out and just spend some time at the start of the year or in May for you to start in June. That's all it's going to take, and I'm happy to help you guys with that. We map it out from the start. It's going to improve your ability to leverage. It's going to get you to scale your marketing, and if you do it right, your content, your marketing is going to be. Your marketing, your client attraction stuff is going to be compelling, it's going to be consistent, and it's going to make people sit up, look around, take notice, and engage with you. And that's what we want, okay? As you know, it's up to you to develop your value. Even if you give it to a content writer, you've still got to come up with the map. And I'm exploring some content writers at the moment, guys, just so you know. But you've got to come up with the content and give them some content for them to turn it into something amazing, okay? That'll help you once you do it right, but it'll position you as authority in your marketplace. So I reckon the quickest way for you to do that, or at least the starting point, is to build yourself a 12-month map. That's the starting point. Don't worry about the content so much right now. Just build the map, okay? And what we'll do, we just pour your awesomeness inside that map. So we'll get it out. They'll know who you are. They'll understand who you work with, the issues that you help with, the solutions that you have, and the results that you. So basically, the game plan is really simple. That's all I want you to do right now. I just want you to work on the map. Draw your circle. Have your 6 or your 12, or even come up with 18, 24, 12, 18, or 24 points, and map them out into your circle of what you're going to do over the 12-month period, and then just write those down. Just build the map out and come up with 1 or 2 things that you can teach on in each one of those months, like we did, and just do a quick brainstorm with yourself or with your team. That's all I need you to do right now. Don't worry about the content, just think about the map for now. Okay, guys, got an awesome session. I really enjoyed that, guys. Hopefully I got that across to you clearly, and I didn't mean to read it so fast, but I think it was worthwhile you seeing that. Guys, we're moving from attraction to conversion next month, and September, that's where it's at. It's all about conversion. People obsess, right? They obsess with getting their close right, okay? I've got to close the client. I don't know how to close properly. My closing's no good, okay? But I've got to tell you guys, sales aren't made at the end of the meeting. They're actually made at the start. Your sale in your conversion meeting is made in the first 5 minutes. You either get the prospect to trust you, follow your lead, to get real about their issues, and if you don't do that, you're going to end up with people who are skeptical. You're going to lose control, and you're going to have conversations that go all over the shop. So what we actually need what I call, my image isn't showing again. Oh, that's a good image too. Let me just see if I can do that again. The image isn't showing, guys, so I will show you that. There we go. I'll try that one. So what we need, guys, I love the image, that's why I wanted to show you. Guys, what we need is a solid start, okay? In this session, I'm going to show you why it's worth spending 10 or 15 minutes to get your first 2 or 3 minutes of your conversion meeting right at the start. So you start strong with a prospect every single time, and you finish every single time with a client. You start with a prospect, and you finish with a client, okay? That's where we're going. So join us for the solid start training next fortnight, we'll see you real soon. Sorry, I've gone a little bit over again, but hey, I think it was all worthwhile. Guys, make sure that you're commenting, liking, sharing in the Facebook page. I'd love you to be, I'm having a little bit of IT problem here. Don't know why no, we don't want that one. I'm having massive IT problems here, so you're not supposed to see that screen. Yeah. Okay, guys, anyway, I think, okay, that's enough of me. That's my time to get out of here. Say see you later. And take care, everyone. Talk to you soon. Let's interact in the Facebook page over the course of the fortnight. Take care, stay awesome, and have a great week. See you, everyone. Bye now.